the reduction of cross-contamination and anything that can happen in the home.
Yeah. So that's like our specialty.
That's what we kind of specialize in right now. We're obviously, we are water remediation certified and fire restoration certified as well. That not necessarily that there's no certification like mold. Mold is a state license certification. Those are kind of more industry standard certifications.
Gotcha. Can you like walk through the process of like what it is to like with the mold part? How do you guys exactly, because it's removal, right?
It is removal. So basically the way we kind of orient our customers is more of, if you see or you think that you have mold, we are licensed to do the removal or cleaning of the affected materials. We cannot tell you if it's mold. We cannot tell you if we've done everything.
Yeah.
There's a third party involved. So it's like a referee of us and them. So we're refereeing what they're doing, what they say we need to do, and they're refereeing us from them for us doing what they ask us to do.
Oh, okay.
So basically, if somebody suspects mold or see mold, we would basically refer them to what's called a mold assessment consultant, which that's another state licensed entity. They would go there, they would do an inspection, they would do either a physical collection of the sample, or they would do an air sample, or both. It's kind of up to them. And then based on the visual inspection and based on the testing results, then they'll write up what's called a protocol, and then that's what we use to do our work. We use the protocol and we use our internal work plan to by both of them to do the work that's needed. There's always a third party involved when you do mold remediation, not including the customer. Is the mold assessment consultant. It's the laboratory that also has to be licensed for doing mold testing, and then it's us as the mold remediation contractor. What that gets the customer is basically you're getting somebody that's done it and knows how it needs to get done, and we submit to the customer. We put our customer what's called a CMDR, a certificate of mold damage restoration form that states that both us as an entity, as an MRC, and the MAC, which is the mold assessment consultant, certify that what was there before is no longer there.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Now, that doesn't say that let's say we inspect a bathroom and there's mold in the bathroom and we clean it and all that. That protocol is actually just defined to that space. If there's mold in the kitchen in 2 months or something like that, and it's not affected what was there before, then that's a different source, and that's a different project that needs to be handled at a different time.
Yeah. So then y'all would refer someone else.
So then the same thing, the mold consultant would come in. If there's an issue, the mold consultant would come in and he would do the same testing on that area. Usually the consultants would inspect the whole house just to make sure. Because you might have mold in a bathroom and mold in the HVAC unit, or you might have mold in the bathroom, HVAC unit in the kitchen. Usually you're gonna have mold in your wet areas. So kitchen, bathroom, any entryways that might be affected by opening and closing. Your HVAC system is also, even though it doesn't seem wet, also it is like wet moisture, because it has condensation that goes through. And if the condensation line is broken or anything like that, or is clogged, it'll basically create damage at that point. And then obviously the most obvious one is any water coming from the outside. So that includes your roof, your siding, anything like that. That any of those are compromises that would do. We've dealt with some of them where you don't have a obvious water source, i.e. it's not a bathroom, it's not a kitchen, but you have a plumbing line that's on the outside, like a spigot for a hose or anything like that that's leaking. That's another source that you don't realize that obviously there's plumbing in there. Yeah. So anywhere plumbing is, that would potentially cause damage.
Gotcha. So because y'all also do, you said fire, and then what's the third one?
Water damage.
Water damage, fire, and there was another one. Storm. Yeah. That was it. Okay. Yeah. Have you had any like fire that you've had to do?
We've done a couple of fire restoration jobs where basically the fire is a little bit unseen damage, because what we want to do is remove the soot, which is basically when a fire forms, the smoke happens. Once the smoke comes out, you still have organic material in your drywall, which is not completely visible. Sometimes it's visible because it looks black. Other times, that usually happens where the flame happened, where you get black. If once, depends on where the smoke went, that material, that soot is gonna adhere to the drywall, and then you wanna remove it. Because soot, if you leave it there and you try to clean it with water or anything like that, that is a carcinogenic. So you don't wanna have that in your house.
Gotcha.
So what we do is we remove that material. Usually the smoke is going to come through the outlets and it's going to get into the inside of your house, in your insulation and all that. So whenever you have a fire damage, you would have to remove a lot of the affected area, even though to the naked eye it doesn't seem to be affected.
That makes sense. Wow, that's really interesting. It's a lot of things people don't really think about that you need to take care of. But how has that just been? Also, like the customer service side of it, like dealing with the customers and.
It's a lot. It's a lot of. I mean, you have a lot of customers. We have a lot of customers. It's kind of more the making sure that they are understanding of the process.
Yeah.
And making sure that they understand that we didn't go to their house and put mold. We're actually taking it out.
Yeah.
And there are other areas that we are not able to see until we start the work. And that's kind of the I'm not gonna say the most frustrating part, but that's the most area that I want to teach to the customer, that just because you see a little bit of mold in a wall doesn't mean that that's it. Because when we open a wall, there could be a lot of affected area. It's just mold usually doesn't like to live in the air that we breathe. A lot of mold types, especially the ones that everybody's concerned about, they like to live in dark, low circulation, humid environment.
So it's usually like behind the wall.
Usually it's inside a wall, under a cabinet, anywhere where there's gaps that you're not seeing. There's low circulation. There's potentially kind of a bubble of humidity if there's any moisture there, and organic material as well.
Yeah.
So organic material, you need that. Obviously, drywall has organic material. The studs behind it has organic material. The insulation is organic material. So there's a lot of food for mold to actually live inside the wall cavity rather than outside.
Wow. Yeah.
And then we've had a couple of customers where it's looked like there's a little bit of damage on the drywall. When we open it up, the studs are rotten already, so they need to get replaced. There's a lot of mold in the backside of the drywall, the insulation and all that, so the amount of work that needs to get done is a lot more than just what was visible to the customer, to us.
Yeah.
When we get there.
That makes sense. How has it been, just like because with like building partnerships and stuff like that, do you guys work closely with like a lot of realtors, or like who do you have to like reach out to get business and things like that?
So the way I describe it to a lot of our team and a lot of our sales team and all that is kind of more anybody that comes to a customer's house and says, I'm here to do this, and it sounds very very open-ended, but I'm here to take care of your pest control.
Yeah.
Pest control, you're dealing with humid environment. That's where the pests like to live, because that's food there at that point. And the water actually helps open up the pores of the other materials, so it's easier for them to eat.
Yeah.
I'm here to install your TV. And that's what happened to us. We had somebody install the TV, and the screw just went right through.
Wow.
And that's because it was wet. It was wet from the outside, and something as simple as that. I'm here to fix your plumbing, obviously. That's the obvious one. I'm here to maintain your HVAC system. I mean, anything where the customer opens the door and you have a trade. Somebody that's saying, I'm here to help you with this.
Yeah, so usually just a lot of referrals that you guys get.
Just a lot of referrals, yeah. Obviously, the obvious ones are plumbers, HVAC, home inspectors, insurance agents, realtors. All those are kind of the ones that you wanna work with. And you wanna have a good relationship. We have people that we worked with that are even like flooring people. You wanna make sure that they understand that they're selling floor, but there might be damage around the floor that they might not see that might help the customer.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you don't want to remove a flooring that has contaminants underneath.
Yeah.
So because the cleaning of that is gonna be a lot more at that point once you expose that. And we've had contractors that do that inadvertently, and then that exposes everything to other areas that were not contaminated before.
Wow. So it's pretty serious.
So at that point, you have a lot more cleaning.
Yeah.
A lot more. You have to bring in a lot more equipment to clean the air, which we use HEPA filters. We call them air scrubbers. But we use them they're HEPA filters, and then we kind of locate them based on the areas that we're working at If we have an area that's affected, we'll create a containment. So we basically quarantine that area from the rest of the house. So when we're lifting the material, it doesn't have a lot of areas to go, the spores to go. They just basically contain it to that area.
Okay.